Conversations with Upumzila, the girl next door. When you see us here, you know it's that time when I am having a visitor on the couch who's here to have some tea. We're having a tea, girls time, girls talk. Nhlangano, the beauty with this one is, nabona le kirueli ne, like here, this is me. Ke re ke a hlomphisa ne. Ke ngweje ke. So Kimakoti. So this is Nhlangano Phatedi. So I'm having one of my own sisters-in-law here to share her story, her journey that we've been part of. But I think we needed to have this couch moment. So
yeah,
get the show.
I love
Hey,
respect.
yes.
Nobody is here.
We're serving respect.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for joining me on
You're
Conversation.
welcome.
I know you've been part of the girl next door,
Exactly.
the merchandise, buying the cups and the caps and the walks and everything else.
Yeah.
So you're not new to it, but today you are here.
On the couch.
On the
The
couch.
most famous couch.
And it's that time of, it's 2023. We spoke about this last year already.
Yeah, it was last year.
Today we will have this conversation. So welcome again.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So what I normally do with my guests, I always say, I just want to know where you come from, who you are. I met you when you were like wiser and older.
Yeah.
So I didn't see you, you didn't grow up under me where I could see you even if I was part of the family. I can tell you, Mina, what I saw.
Yeah.
I saw this young, quiet-ish.
Until you get to know her.
Exactly. I don't know how this girl events, MC, like, Nhlangano only quiet, but who is Nhlangano and where does Nhlangano come from?
Okay, Nhlangano is a girl who was born in the early 90s in Limpopo. So I'm the last born. We're 4. Yeah. From my mom's side. Yeah, I'm the last. Yeah, I'm that cry baby.
Born tendencies, but anyway.
Yeah. So I grew up in Limpopo. Initially I grew up in Giyani, then we had to move to Polokwane. So the transition, like I started Spady at grade 6, so it was a bit difficult. To learn to write.
So Giyani, were you speaking more?
Stonga. I did Stonga in primary, like from preschool until grade 5. Then I started doing Spady in grade 6, so it was a bit difficult, but I pulled through. Yeah, and then I don't have much to share about myself. I'm that shy person. I'm a very quiet person.
Yes.
I'm an introvert, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
But with a little bit strict of extrovert, but not the extrovert that is you are out there, but you are able to do things out there.
Yeah, I'm able to do a bit, not more.
Yeah.
The extrovert type. Yeah, especially when getting to know someone.
Yeah.
Or being in a space for the first time with someone.
Oh, yes.
So I'm that quiet person, and then I had to assess until then I'll take out a bit of my extrovert part, but I'm not that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Nhlangano, what did you want to be when she is like grown up? I know you're grown up, but what were your dreams?
I always wanted to be in the medical field.
Okay.
One moment I want to be health inspector. The next moment I want to be a doctor.
Okay.
And the other time, one of my cousins had an accident, so his jaw was a bit dislocated.
Sure.
And then they had to fix it. And then I was told the specialist is called the maxillofacial. I'm like,
that's
no,
it.
plus the
Big name.
Primary. What do you want to be? I'm like, maxillofacial. I'm like, what's that? Like, they fix your jaw and all of that.
Wow.
But I always loved being a dentist.
Okay.
The other reason is that when I grew up, I was told I ate sweets a lot of time.
Okay.
So I've got those extra teeth that are not positioned properly.
Yes.
So I always felt like I could fix that for myself. But until today. So, growing up and then going to school, and the next thing I did my maths and science.
Okay.
And then, it was a bit tough. And my results didn't come out as I wanted them to be. Okay. And then I ended up, one of the qualifications that I have now, I'm a qualified boiler maker. So from the medical industry, and now I'm in the engineering field. So
wow. And you are currently working?
Yeah, I'm currently working now, but it's none of what I studied.
What you studied for?
So now I'm a customer service coordinator for a telecommunications company.
Yes, And you're based in Joburg now?
Yeah, I'm based in Joburg. So this is me. I learned how to send an email in 2018. It was new to me. So then that girl, like blue collar, like boots, overalls, grinder, 10-inch grinder, can, you know.
And then Josie,
and then Josie located me to an office, and I'm like, where's the send button? How do I type? So, you know, that's where I'm at now.
2018.
Yeah.
And that's fresh.
Yeah. So
But how was the transition for you?
It was a bit hard.
Other than work environment, but Joburg. I've been in
Joburg before. I think what was that? I forgot. I went to Central Johannesburg College.
Okay.
I did my nated, So then I got this post from Marion Roberts to do the apprenticeship until I qualified in 2015 as their boilermaker what's that? Yeah, artisan.
Sure. And then, how was the transition being in Joburg as somebody who's at college at the time? It easy?
It wasn't easy. You know, I crammed like one street from school until I got to Bree. So it was just that. So
don't feel bad.
I
was born and bred in Joburg, but to this day, there's places that I don't know in Joburg, including Joburg CBD.
Exactly.
I also small streets.
It's too big. It's too big. The first time I studied in Joburg, I was upgrading my maths and science, and then one day I had this very painful toothache. And then first time I went with my sister, and they got me like antibiotics. So when I finished that course, then I had to actually go back to the doctor. And my aunt was like, you'll meet me at PC training. You know, I got it from a taxi here, that around until coming back to the very same spot where I got off. So, you know, Joburg is big.
But this is
what, and I'm in pain, like I'm holding myself like this. But I'm like, but this is where I got off. How did I get there? Because all I did in Joburg is to cram the streets. Even till today, you know, for me to take a taxi from Soweto, then I come, small street, then after small street, then I'll see the MTN taxi there.
Then you are there.
Exactly.
But don't be ashamed. I'm that girl. I don't even go I don't know when last did I go to Joburg. But I am scared of Joburg because of Uglahleka, not because Joburg is scary. But I'm that girl. Even Soweto today.
Joburg is hectic. I once got mugged. They asked for a phone and I had to give it to them. And after I did that, the ladies were like, what did they give them? Then I'm like, no, it's my fault. So that's Joburg for you.
Just Joburg for you. But then now you are here, you are a Joburg girl. But conversations with the folks and the girl next door. I'm going to move to motherhood. But before we move to motherhood, let's take a quick break. You know, when we talk about Joburg and the lights, I grew up here and then I went to study at KZN. I feel like I'm more Zulu and KZN girl than a Joburg girl. To this girl, I really don't identify as somebody from Joburg. But anyway, that's Joburg for you. So you were working and all that, and then when did motherhood caught you?
Motherhood caught me in 2015. And then I'm that girl who's raised in a Christian family. So I was constantly reminded sex before marriage is a sin. And throughout, I was that girl, sex before marriage is a sin. Until getting to Wheatbank, that's where I did my apprenticeship. And then I met this guy, you know, and then he pursued until waking up the next day, I'm like, I'm starting to feel like everything is smelling. And then I tried to have some laxatives. Until now it got too serious, and then I went to the doctor. That was in 2015, early 2015. So
were you ready to date at the time? Did you know that you were ready to date, or you just?
No, it's just, and I was like, let me still and see. Yeah, like let me hide it.
So just curiosity.
Let me see, like, because all my friends, like, I have a boyfriend, baby daddy,
yes.
married. So I'm like, how? I'm the only girl. Let me try. Maybe it's the right time.
And that's pressure because it's not peer pressure anymore.
Yeah, and I'm old. Like I got to my matric. I never had a boyfriend.
Oh, yes.
Now I'm working. How no? But
no,
I think
you
it's
okay?
the right time. Now I can do it.
Yes.
So I did it the wrong way, and then then it happened that I fell pregnant. So in life we've got those guys who are ready to be fathers, and those other ones who are not. So in 2015 that's how it happened.
And how did the family take your pregnancy?
Hey, it was hard.
Is it?
It was hard. Yeah, it was hard. One of my aunts came the following day, and then I just
as soon as they knew.
Yeah, I just put my head on her lap and I just wept. And then she prayed for me, and then the first thing she did, like, let's go to this camp. Then we got Pegnovites, nipple cream. So
nice.
Yeah.
So it was not one of those you not having this baby and all that. It was like, it's here now.
Yeah, let's deal with it. But you would sense some like disappointment.
Why?
No, they didn't do that. It's just you could sense the disappointment on their conversations over the phone, but they're like, because the baby's
know
here.
With your family, I know, when I was introduced to your family, I think year after year there's a wedding, there's marriage, like every year, like whoo. So that's why when you say sex before marriage, because they believe in that unity, family life, and they're very family orientated. And when you get there, with the family structure. So that's
do it the right way.
Yes.
And then you can have your
Then you can have your life.
Yeah. So, but because it happened, and they're like, no, the baby's here. Let's continue.
Yes.
Yeah. And I got so much support from the family.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I think that's where I knew that you are a baby.
Yeah.
Last born baby, because like everyone in Nhlangano. I know. Exactly. So and then this baby comes.
Okay, one of the challenges that I had during my pregnancy is that I would, like, my tummy would burn somehow, and then I would start coughing, and then I would feel very cold, that I could, if they made me tea, I'll be shaking while drinking the tea. And then after that, then the heat will come out of my body, then I'll start sweating. Then I'll be okay. Then because you're pregnant, you cannot do an x-ray. But I feel during my apprenticeship in Kusile Power Station, that's why we were doing it, they would tell us once in a while, because you're working in the dusty area, have a pint of milk. That's the one thing that I ignored. So I think it affected me during my pregnancy. And then so my baby came 19th Jan 2016. Yeah, that was the story that I tell about my labor is, after I delivered, like, you feel like we're in a different space.
Like
very
sleep,
peaceful. So
days then.
That's
and you see the baby, but you don't see the baby. But
I
you're in a dream.
But I didn't sleep the whole night, because they would come and like do the vitals or check the vitals. And then as soon as I open my eyes and there's a nest standing in front of me, then the first thing I would check where my baby's at. So after my delivery, I slept for one night. The next morning we're at home. But she was a very tiny baby.
I was about to say, tell me more about her.
Yeah, she was a very tiny baby. When I gave birth, she was at 2.5. Then when we had to go to the clinic for the 3 days scan or something, she was 2.2, because my breasts are too small. And I would struggle breastfeeding. So even after I gave birth, I had
so you were not scared that, like, it's this little thing?
No, I wasn't. I was worried that I couldn't breastfeed, because there was this other cleaner, and then she walked in. I'm like, Mama, please help me. This is the first time. How do I do it? She's like, no, just hold your nipple towards her mouth. So she can learn to suck, because then it's still a new thing for her. Yeah, so that's how
you forget those things.
Exactly. So, so she got home. But then, with my condition, I still continued burning in my tummy, feeling cold. So she was a healthy baby. The first week she was one of those quiet babies. She wouldn't cry. It's just to bath, feed, sleep, and that's it. I had peaceful week. Like that week was very peaceful for me.
Yeah.
Until the coming week, and then
Then the character comes.
Oh, then hi.
Have you named her that time? When did you name her?
Oh, no.
And the process of the naming?
Yeah, before I even thought I could fall pregnant, we had, my aunt got a church, so I was that Sunday school teacher. Okay. So this one girl walks in. I know the family, they're back from Limpopo. So this other girl walks in. I'm like, what's her name? She's like, my name is Onthatile. I'm like, oh, there's a first.
Yeah.
So always I was like, I'm going to name my child Onthatile. Okay. So that's where the name came from.
Oh,
so
wow.
even when I gave birth, or before I gave birth, like, everybody would have their own suggestions, but yes. I knew that she's gonna be Onthatile, and it's gonna be her one name, because I also have like one name, so we're not gonna have like that to name kind of
like me.
Oh, you
know all my names?
No, I think I know the
Pumzile, Portia, Bridget, Lindy, Way.
How?
Yeah, she goes how?
The on your ID.
So only two.
Oh, okay.
And the ones on the ID, none of them I'm using. Pumzile ID.
Really?
So you are a good mother. So you must tell my parents. You must think one name, just one name. I have 4.
Sure.
And hence with surnames. I was born Mnisi, changed to a Dlamini, now a Phatedi. So can you imagine?
Yeah, no.
Not nice, hey?
It's not.
Yeah, so I call myself everything.
Yeah.
You see, Nisi, but anyway, so you chose one. I have one name.
Yeah.
Good girl.
Yeah.
And then Onthatile comes.
And then
second
we could see. Oh no, the second week. Then she started, like, I don't sleep at night. And then, so there was a time while she was still an infant.
Yeah.
Like, she would have, like, white spots.
Okay.
And we just bought a cream. I don't think I took her to the doctor. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But what I remember is that there's a cream, there's an aqueous cream and an ointment that you mix together.
Hey.
And then her skin was fine. And then, what I didn't mean is, like, trying to convince her to take a bottle. Okay. So it was only breastfeeding until the very same company that I did my apprenticeship called me for an interview. I went there, and then I also had my own issues due to the burning in my tummy. Yes. Apparently my lung was affected. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I did my medicals. Then the chest X-ray failed. It showed that my lung is in like some kind of fluid. Then that's when Tati had to stop being breastfed. Okay. Because I was in Joburg for a week trying to do all the tests and stuff. And then she was on T now. Then that's how I won.
Oh, the battle of the breast. Exactly. And she was just going to be that baby sucking the love out of you.
Yeah.
So then that's when
when she changed. So, the time I was in Joburg, because I was still doing my medicals, trying to find the right doctor to help me. Then my uncle's wife calls me. It's like, Tati is just woke up, like she was choking.
Okay.
Yeah, so, at home, we always diagnose or let's find a solution to everything. So everybody was like, maybe it's how she sucks a bottle.
Oh yeah,
she does it too quick and then it chokes.
Oh, then it chokes. Okay.
Yeah, then I got a chance to go home. The first morning, she did the same thing. So I was scared. She was like, right.
Okay.
So I had to pick her up, and I thought maybe then there would be a bit of foam coming out of her mouth. Yeah. Then I thought, okay, maybe she's really choking.
Yeah.
It happened for the second time. The third time, that's when I took it serious, and then I took her to a clinic.
And was it scary for you?
It was because she's like how the eyes are rolling.
Oh, okay.
So I took her to the clinic. They referred me to provincial hospital. Sure. I was unemployed, no medical aid whatsoever. Then when I got there, they did tests. There's a test where they tried to get some fluid from her back.
Oh, okay.
And then we did all the tests. It was all negative. She didn't have epilepsy. Okay. So I think we admitted for a day or two just to monitor her over the night. She didn't do any of that, but they said to be on the safe side, let's put her on some medicine. It's called Finobab. Okay. So it's like 15 mils alternate days. Okay. So we went home, and then we started that, and then after that, early 2018, which was a year and a few months, she started swelling up her tummy. I just decided, I'm tired.
Okay.
Let me send her to crash.
Yes.
And then one day she comes back with her tummy swollen. But when she goes to toilet for number 2, it's like it becomes a bit better.
Yeah, better the tummy.
Yeah,
okay. So it's like bloating.
Yeah. When she comes back, it looks like she's bloated.
Yeah.
But when she goes for number 2, so we're like, maybe they're giving her something at crash.
Yeah.
Then fine. The next thing they go to trip, her eyes are swollen. So I thought, okay, I woke up, I did have my pondos, maybe they're too tight. And then she came back. When she came back, they had a box
and
of
you're not thinking of anything because it was cleared, doctor, all the things you came 2 days, nothing.
The doctor in me didn't actually...
The doctor in you, by the way, extra.
I always wanted to be a doctor, so I was supposed to get
the doctor
some
in you,
the doctor in
it's
me
gone.
didn't signal to say, no, maybe check something.
That's just the matter.
Then because I had my own lung problem, I got admitted, went for an op. She had to be with my sister. Then when she went to my aunt, they went to play on a trampoline. So my aunt calls me, no man, I think the boys stepped on her feet because now they're swollen, she can't walk. And then, but then she took it serious. She took her to a pediatrician. She was referred to a pediatric surgeon. So imagine I'm still recovering. And then she calls me and she's like, the pediatric surgeon suspects that she's got a heart problem. I cried the whole night.
You are messing yourself and then news and you're not home.
No, I was at home by then, So, and then they brought her back. I took her back to the very same pediatrician in the hospital who diagnosed who helped her at the time she had fits. And then she said, no, we're going to run tests. Go to the ward, we're going to run tests. And the next day she comes, you know what, she's got nephrotic syndrome. And I'm like, what's that? She's just losing too much protein on her urine. Because, public hospitals don't really explain. So the doctor in me was like, go to Google and check. And then I went there and I read.
Only then.
So the one thing that I thought could have caused that, when I Googled, it said too much medication can cause. So remember, she was getting the Phenobab, 15 mils alternate days. So, but it's alternate days, but 15 mils, it's a lot. Not even at least 10. But then, that's when it started. And when they diagnosed that, they told the nurses, and the nurse was like, no, make sure that she doesn't eat anything salty, no more chips. And she's still that baby. She still wants those cheese curls to keep her company.
And already now
they're telling me you're not supposed to give her that. But I was like, okay, we'll see how it goes.
Okay. So that was the first diagnosis of...
Yeah. Okay. That's when she was first diagnosed with this life-threatening illness. Because...
Okay. Well, stop it right there.
Yeah.
Because, when you say because, I'm thinking, okay, life-threatening, this kind of diagnosis, how did they escalate so that what was wrong with her. So just after the break, then you can just break it down. Break it down for me, because I think why I want us to talk about this stuff as African people, like you say, we ignore signs, or sometimes we don't know, exactly. And we'll go to our public hospitals, things are taken lightly and they could have helped. But after the break, and then we can just, the doctor in you now is gonna school me. The doctor in you is gonna school me proper. Right. Conversations with the Pumzin and the girl next door. It's getting hot in here. I can see. we have taken out some layers. I think for me as well, I think why I paused you there, because I have a history of being scared of any medical situation.
Okay.
I grew up a kaya where my mom, war wrong.
Oh yeah,
either you ate something, it was true. Never uyagula, okay, what's wrong? What can we do? And all that.
Yeah.
So I think now I was starting to feel like, I think as a mother, if I would have a child okula, even now, I'm sitting here thinking my daughter's been having umbat. Izinyo.
Okay.
For the longest time.
Yeah.
We've been saying we're gonna go to the doctor. We're gonna go to the doctor. And to this day,
we haven't.
So it's one of those things as parents, that how we also, the family that you come from, if agula or magugula, where it's one of those things, you would say, udleni.
Yeah.
Or no, maybe you're tired and all that, but we don't take anything seriously.
Yeah.
The one child who will make sure when she's sick. Yesterday, like Tando was crying, like literally crying, screaming, fever.
Oh, okay.
I had to get Panadol, stone, and all that.
Yeah.
Everything, because like, Mom, I'm sick, call the doctor now.
How about you?
I'm like, why? Because I'm hot.
Yeah.
It's a headache. It's been over an
yeah.
hour.
Yeah. Oh,
so she
okay.
is that type.
Yeah.
So the doctor in her, because she wants to be a doctor. And obviously, because between Yena and Nokokwake, she's going to be a doctor. So
yeah,
she's that girl.
Yeah.
Doctor. So now there you get this diagnosis.
Yeah.
What did it mean for you, the first one? Did you understand what they said? What's wrong with her?
No, they didn't explain. Like I said, she just said she's losing too much protein in her urine.
Losing too much protein.
That's one of the tests they do when they suspect that. They put a dipstick and then it will show. And apparently it shows blood. I'm not that schooled. Any doctor who's gonna watch this can actually correct
they must come here.
Exactly.
Please do come here.
Yeah. So yeah, they can even have a trace of blood.
Okay.
But to me it's just urine. But through the dipstick they can check. Yeah. So they're using the temp 2+, 3+, I don't know.
Yeah, all of it. Another time you are a mother.
Yeah, another time
it doesn't even mean much.
Yeah, but
just worried.
Yeah, but at the back of my mind, I'm like, no, we're gonna fight this. We're gonna conquer this.
Okay.
Yeah, but when I got that, it didn't freak me out that much, because I think for me to go for that, because I went for an op, and then after that, when they showed me all the reports, I think I was one of those cases where they could present to their professors, because apparently my rib cage was collapsing. So one of my rib currently is cut. Like I don't have, because they couldn't reach out to the lung, because my rib cage was like the spaces between the rib cage. Yeah, it was.
So you going through that on your?
Yeah, I think it was a preparation for me to be having a sick child, because if it was my normal self, when I was told that, remember when she had seizures, it was still my normal self. I freaked out and then I cried, but now it's this, and I'm like, okay, let's see. Let's see what's gonna happen.
And then you Googled.
And then that's when I Googled, and then I suspect, for me, I'm not a doctor, but I suspected the phenobab that she had for seizures. Okay. And then, then we did a lot of scans. The other time she had to go for a sauna, they had to check the sizes, know. So I'm that one.
Now this is the second year. She's about...
No, it's still the same year.
Still the...
Yeah, because before that, they have to... Before they can... be sure.
First year.
Yeah, it's still the first year. I think while she was still admitted, she had to go for a sauna. They had to check the size of the kidneys. Yeah, and then the next thing we're sent to George Mokari. It's a lot of us call it Rarangua, because in Limpopo there's no hospital where they treat like kidney problem for kids. Yeah. They transferred us there. Not really transfer, but we go there for checkups. Okay. So we were told, we don't deal with it here. Yeah. So you need to travel that side, get checked for a day and come back. And then she had to do, biopsy. Yeah, she went for a biopsy. So apparently with
biopsy is the one that they put the camera... No?
I'm not really sure, because the wound after that is just this small dot. Yeah, but they had to get a tissue to test it. So apparently nephrotic syndrome has got two, how can I put it? 2 stages maybe. Like the other one, not really stages. How do I put it? Okay, but there's minimal change. There's FSGS. So we would go to Haranku, and then they'll be like, no, these kids are having the same condition. But mine is told not to eat like even a pinch of salt in the food. But the other one is having kota, chips and all of that. So apparently the minimal change one, they're on prednisone, and it helps them. Like it can be treated. So Tatu was diagnosed with FSGS. You see, with that one, there's no treatment for it even till today. The other day I went to YouTube, and FSGS doesn't have treatment. But if there's any doctor who knows that there is something
Please,
now, they can just correct me on the comments, because I'm sharing my own experiences there.
Yes. And what you were told and what you tried to find out.
Exactly, what I was told and what I tried to find out. Yeah. And then it was December 2018, that's when she did a biopsy and we were sent back home. And then, we'll continue with our checkups between Polokwane and Pretoria, George Mokari, until I got a job in Joburg in 2018. I decided to take her. They referred me to Bara. Okay. So Bara was a different experience. Some of the things, had to be studied.
What was your experience with Bara? Just in general?
No, Bara is good. Okay. I could refer anyone. Yeah.
Because most people have a very bad perspective of Baragwanath.
Maybe on the adult section.
Or maybe.
But I'm not sure where.
But you had a wonderful experience.
Yeah, wonderful experience until the end. So we got there, and then some of the meds that we had from Harangua we had to be stopped. Okay. Some were a bit toxic. I didn't know,
All of that,
Yeah. So when we got there, they told me they need to, they'll start treating her.
Yeah. Then treating her for the FSG.
Yeah, FSGS.
Yeah. Whether FSGS.
Yeah. It's a very long term. I can't even pronounce it
myself. If for somebody who doesn't know or understand what we're talking about, what would you say it's like? A kidney disease, it would be, what would be that disease? What would be the illness?
The nephrotic syndrome, basically it's about kidneys.
Okay,
so
it's about kidneys.
Your kidneys are not working properly, and then your urine is not filtered. I'll give you a definition of one of the doctors. You can post it on your
description.
On the description, what it is, and then what symptoms and what people can check on their kids, and for them to get checked at the clinics. So we got to Bara, and Bara, we had a different experience there, because I would send her to crash and she would survive at least a month. Because with this condition, it's they get to school, one child is coughing. The immune system is very
low.
So they catch any illness very quick. Until
so there's that as well.
There's that as well. So it's either you keep her at home or you send her to school. So I was a single parent, so I couldn't keep her at home because I need to go to work. And for me to take her, it's because my mom is a bit old. She wouldn't travel this whole Harangua journey and all that, so it was exhausting. Because you spend the whole day there.
So with Bara now, you're settling and saying, okay, she has this condition. She needs to be on medication. I just need to make sure that her life is safe medically.
So when I got to Bara, I had to get to know other things. All right, when they checked her, the hypertension.
They feel my heart.
So with the hypertension, they picked it up when they diagnosed her. So she was on enalapril, that's the medication for hypertension. And then when I got to Bara, and then they did say she's got hyperlaxity. I'm like, what's that? Apparently they when I bend
my long terms.
When I bend my fingers, it goes up to at least 45 degrees. So with her, it would go all the way, and then they'll tell me she would be good for ballet and all of that. So that's the one thing. The other time that I learned when I got to Bara, and then she went to crash, and the next time I'm told she has to be at home because they need to give her this other treatment. It's called cyclophosphamide. So she got 2 doses.
You need after this April life that is coming.
I need to go to school.
Please
be a doctor, right?
All the time.
I need to respond to my calling.
No, your calling is your calling is calling.
No, I have to do it.
Definitely.
So then they telling me she has to get cyclophosphamide. Apparently it helps with the immune. I can't really describe it. But she got the first dose. So by then I had to stop her crash and found someone to be with her at home, because when she gets that cyclophosphamide, there shouldn't be any signs of tonsils, ear infection. She has to be clean. So she got the first dose. She was supposed to get 3, but she got 2. getting the 2-1, I mean the second one, the second dose. Then her hair started falling off. Yeah, so apparently, when I Googled, guys, I use Google. I'm not a doctor. Yes. I use Google. So when I Googled, the very same site for phosphomide, they use it for chemo for cancer patients. So hence she started losing her hair. Like you would just literally wash it and then it would fall off. Sorry. Yeah, so that's the treatment that she got. But she became better.
Yeah.
Then she went the other year, then we tried school again. Yes. She spent like 2 months, then COVID happened. Yes. Then I was supposed to send her home. But I think she was making progress. And then she would come for checkups. You know, it would make me feel better. I felt like my child is getting better or she's healing. You'd be told no.
She was getting better and you're thinking she's healing.
Exactly.
Like there will be a full healing process.
Better is good. That's her recovery. So every time I would go for an appointment, bring in 2 months, bring in 3 months. And then she also liked it because I want to go to my granny. Yes. You know, so that made me feel great until this one time. Sure. I went to Bara. Okay, there was a time where I told my family, we need to take this thing serious, so you guys need to get involved because one day I'll be sick, bedridden, and she has to go for a checkup. Yeah. You guys don't know where we get meds, where she goes for appointments.
Because now that's your life now.
Yeah, that's my life. I have accepted this is my life.
That medically you have these visits.
Yeah, always.
Yeah. Your tour is...
Yeah. Yeah, so, okay, then my eldest sister went with us the first time. So this other time, and I think it scared off my sister, like it's the third born at home, because that was the first and last time she went with me for an appointment. Okay. So when we got there, prior to that, we would go to a different place for checkups, and then this other time they're like, no, you must start attending this clinic, and I'm like, where is it? And then they directed me, but on a file, I would always read a file, even if I don't understand, and I would also take pictures of everything.
So that you can...
Yeah, I have that. So they written CKD, like chronic kidney disease. They're certifying her as that. So we went to that place. So I went with my sister. So when I got there, they're telling me, by September, her kidneys would be failing. I forgot if it was July or August. They're telling me, like, those guys are good because... That was
they tell you like it is like.
So they're you know what? The first question they asked me, where's the dad? Then I started crying, and because I could see there's a bit of a tension today in this appointment, and they're saying by September her kidneys will be failing, so she needs to start dialysis. So in my head, I get over old school, or we don't really study these things to know what dialysis is. In my head. I knew of the hemodialysis, that they normally do it for older people. Okay. It's like where it filters the blood, it goes to an artificial kidney and then comes back to the system. So when they're like, she's going to start dialysis, I'm like, and they're like, no, don't cry. She's gonna be fine. So the other thing they told me, here we're doing peritoneal dialysis. It's fluid. Okay. Yeah, that's not blood, and we can also do it at home. I don't need to take her to the hospital. Okay. So I was a bit relieved, but they said to me, there's another option. You can be her donor. I'm quickly going to open my file.
You are now bringing something else, donor and all that. Hold it right there. Hold it that way. I'm trying to digest. As you're talking, I could feel my heart beating very fast and all emotions in because I'm just picturing you. You're still young, single parent, and this is every day, and you need to bring in your family. Exactly. Now, but it's something else. You need to take care of of her. The family and getting let's talk a short break because now when it goes donor, it's another new dimension on its own. Okay. Conversations with the Pumzela, the girl next door, who is still here.
After I left, I called him too, and I'm like, I'm from the hospital. The baby is about to start dialysis, so a psychologist will call you. So I'm not sure if he really took it serious or what. So, but on that session, the other thing the psychologist said, he needs to come, and then they assess both of us. if we can't, then we can have a mediator who's going to be a social worker.
Yeah.
Or we can have like different sessions. He walks in, they talk to him, and he goes out, I go in,
Yeah.
for the baby's
So that-
sake.
but yeah,
They
yeah.
just do it for the baby. So yeah, then I went home, and then
So they felt that he just needed to be there.
apparently it's how it's supposed to be done lately.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Like
Both parents should be involved.
part of the process.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then we went home, and then I sent her home as well to be with my mother because they said she can come. I'm not sure. I think it was July, and I was told in September,
Yeah.
gonna fade. Then she went home, and then while she was at home, my mom started noticing her not moving her feet, complaining that her feet is painful.
Okay.
And then the other thing, she would have like those big pimples or sores on her head. We ended up cutting her hair, and then she started losing appetite like completely.
Okay.
And then she had started losing weight as well. And then my uncle's wife had to bring her. And then when she got there, she couldn't even finish a slice of bread. That's when I saw like something is very serious. And like this is like, and when I check, it's first week of September. I'm like, okay, those people told me, but I didn't really think. Sometimes you're in denial. They tell you, but you're like, no, man. But the strong baby that she was, one moment she would be up dancing, and the next thing she's like lying down, and at that time she's not even moving. She can't even like, the only thing she does is to blink after a while, or maybe I was not really noticing. So then on Monday, like, I just decided to take her there, and then we got there, and then one of the doctors came and she was like, no, it's time. Her kidneys are failing, so we're going to admit her at high care for a day or two, then she's gonna go for an operation. The operation is to insert, it's called a tank off. So it's a little pipe that goes to
this doctor next to me here.
So
it's called.
So it's a pipe that goes to her, I don't know what does it connect to in her abdomen. But it's the a part of it like it's it has to be connected to the machine
and then through her.
So she slept at high care for one night, and the following day, because COVID was still there, I was not supposed to actually come see it. Remember, the immune system is weak now, and they're not really sure what I do outside now. So the following day, at least they allowed me to come and see her. And then when I got there, that was the most painful moment that I've ever experienced. For me to live at high care, and I'm told you can only call, you're not supposed to be there. And then I cried the whole night. The following day I went, she was sitting down, her eyes all out, like that picture, I don't forget it. So then every time when she got admitted, I would take gifts to the hospital. So my now husband sent me money to buy her gifts. Then she always wanted those doctors, the stethoscope, injection. So I
live here now.
I live here, so I can do this.
I might as well join the nurses and the doctors.
So I took that for her, but she was too weak not to even. What I did was to feed her. And then I would try to video call some of my family members. She's here, but she was too tired. And then what we normally do together, I prayed for her. Then I went back home. Then they told me she was going to theater the following day. How I called from 7 a.m., just to check. 9 a.m., did she go? Then later on, they're like, she's back. And then I asked to go see her. Then when I got there, they're like, no, we can get you a place here so you can sleep here and be with her.
Even better.
So that day, I was told to buy some meds. I forgot what was it. So that day I went, and they like, do you want to see her? I'm like, she's gonna cry because I have to go back home. So when I went, like, I just peeked through the window, and she was there lying down. There are all bandages on her tummy. Like, she's too tired. I just peeked, and I went home prepared to come in. Stay the following day. So that's when the dialysis journey started. So she was already connected on the machine. It was like 24 hours. So the specific times to when it was done. So for me to be at the hospital, it was to also learn how to use the machine. And to be with her. That was the
so
most
then
important
now
part
it's
of
like
it.
this is our lives.
This is our life.
This is how we need to support her and make sure that she
Yeah.
stays healthy in the condition,
Yeah,
within her condition.
within her condition. But at that time, the load was a bit, because I had met my now husband.
Yeah.
So every time, because with family,
Yeah.
I feel like my family is too sensitive.
Yeah.
I think throughout the journey, I was the strongest one amongst my whole
everyone.
family.
Yeah.
So sometimes I would just say to them with a very serious face, this is a condition, but after I hang up the phone or maybe leave their presence, I go and I cry alone and sometimes when you cry, they're like, no, don't cry. But that's what you want at that time.
Can I cry?
Can you please just let me cry?
Let me
Don't cry.
cry.
You're gonna make her get worse.
Yes.
And all of that.
Yes.
So now because there's a partner involved, so every time
now you can be able to cry somewhere else. Somebody
So
will
at
let
least
you.
that was,
Because my next question before I want us, I would really like to talk about her. So that we also we talked about the disease. And for information and education sake, that's why I wanted you to take us through that. Before. But there is a person, there is this body who carried this journey of medical. But how important is it to have a proper family, friends, or like partner support?
It is very important. But I think it is very important, but a lot of those people that you mentioned, they sometimes miss it. Okay, being a single parent or being a parent, let's start with me being pregnant and me giving birth. The whole focus shifts and goes to the baby. And all of you, because you're family, all of you tend to forget about me.
It's all about the baby.
Focus on the baby, which is something that needs to be corrected. Because as much as you guys, it's a good thing, buy her clothes and all of that. But also, I need a little thing, just to appreciate me.
Sorry, the conversations with the Pumzele, having different segments and talk about a whole lot of things. I have, with me and my family, we've been on a journey of the African spirituality, the Kenyan spirituality. I think the things that we've missed as African people, like Sitsu, Hore, why Baudula, what do they call it? Yes.
Oh yeah,
yes. Those were actually the times where Makambo yohlala no mama umntwana for the first 3 months, 6 months. It was not only for the child; it was for the family or the parent or the mother or koko to take care of you actually as a mother because of. But I think now that in the modern day life, it then becomes about the baby.
It becomes about,
and not about your recovery and how you need to get back everything back to yourself. Because this is life and death. So I'm glad that you raised it. But those are the things, as you are saying. I like what you say to say. We must correct it. So there is a need for such conversations because our kids, our daughters will be pregnant, maybe not young per se. Young people get married early now, 18, 20, 21.
That's true.
They need the support as kids. Because you will always be a child. Whether you are 30 or 40, you need the support. So exactly. I'm glad that you raised that point.
So also support. When you have a child who's sick, they should also, they did support me, but the main focus is it wasn't touchy. And then night was that. Hence I'm saying sometimes I just wanted to cry, but they would stop me, and then Lena would stop.
Like
because be strong. But sometimes sometimes so when someone gives birth, you can focus on the child, but
there must be somebody.
The mom is also important. Sometimes we miss. Okay, after I gave birth, I didn't miss it that much, but during the whole journey with Phatedi, I would miss a "How are you?" question. Someone should just say to me, "How are you?" Not that "Hi, who's wrong?" No, like I just wanted, like
how are you?
How are you? That's what. I always missed that.
And not immediately, hi, Kishab. Oh, okay, Tati. Like then, move it.
Just like that.
Listen to my how am
listen to you. So that's what. But I had the best family. It was really important.
Sure, I know because I came into it and I became part of it.
Yeah.
And I know I had that beautiful beautiful relationship with my daughter,
Exactly.
but I had a beautiful relationship with you as well
Yeah.
because I saw you. I think my interest was you. You were so intriguing to me, but I want, when we come back, I just want us to take a short break and then repoponinyana. I want us to talk about Onthatile now.
Okay.
I want to talk about her when we come back. Oh, yeah, no, that's not nice. Sure. Now we're going to talk about the love of my life.
Yeah.
We still have a beautiful relationship. I was thinking about her the other day. I don't know what I saw. And yeah, she came to mind and I'm like, oh, God, by the way, hence I reminded you to say we must meet.
Yeah.
Now, you saw I made like a heart.
Yeah.
Her name. Now, we've spoken about you. Dr. Nhlangano Phatedi, calling it out there.
Yeah.
We spoke about the Dr. Nhlangano
Phatedi, my voice.
We love it when we have audience.
Yeah.
We'll come to those surnames, but we've spoken about the disease and I wanted to give it time.
Yeah.
Because for me, those are the things that we missed. I had a colleague who had a sickly child, but at the time, I think they were born a day or two apart with Tando.
Yeah.
I also didn't know how to support her. We were pregnant together and all that. We had the kids, her child was sickly, but it was difficult to ask relevant question. To this day, I don't think one knows, or it was even difficult for us to ask, and hence I was asking you about support.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say, there's the disease, there's a mother, but there is this person, because she has her own journey. Yeah. It was her life.
Yeah.
So tell me more about that for me.
Yeah.
And thank you for allowing me to speak when we're sending her off, on a beautiful day. And I was just saying, she was just not a gentle giant, but just a giant.
Yeah.
Because she lived like a celebrity. Wow.
Yeah.
She was a celebrity, well known at her age, because people who came, it was all adults speaking at her send-off.
That's true.
One, all the videos and all the time when you see her, she was always happy, bubbly and all that.
Yeah.
Like such a musician. Two, such a preacher, a worshipper and all that.
Yeah.
She has done it all. But because then you were there with her every day.
Yeah.
Who was Ntati for you as a daughter, and how was she as a person?
As a person, okay. But I think you've explained.
I know. That's a highlight.
Yeah, you've described her.
You've seen it all.
Yeah, you've described her, but the most important thing there is the fact that Ntati took me out of my shell. Like I said, I'm a very shy person. Yes. Okay, the introvert part, we couldn't really go out because of the condition. Yeah. But for me to be here today speaking to you, it's because of her.
It's her.
Yeah. Now I can talk.
I know she was my fan.
Yeah. No, but she was a happy child.
Yeah.
And then she had like different characters in her.
Okay.
When she was with me, she would we would sing like all those gospel songs.
Okay.
When she was with her aunt and her cousin, it's something different. She's dancing. And then she loved people. Yeah, that's very different. She loved people. I'm a very shy person. I don't really get to know it I don't have a lot of people in my cycle based on my character. But with her, like you said, during her send-off, it's like adults, and it was through her videos. She liked singing, she liked dancing, she liked preaching. What she didn't like, it was school.
Okay.
Yeah, every time you tell her,
Like,
yeah, every time you tell her about, yeah, let's try. You know, I would also like download videos from
Yeah.
YouTube, like, and
she
yeah,
was too
keep,
smart.
keep them for her. And then, but the other time I went to do my glasses at an optometrist, and then she was like, I also want.
Yes.
Then I took her, and the doctor was like, she's long sighted. She can see something from far, but when it comes to her having to read or to write, so at least I convinced myself to say that the reason why she doesn't like school is because it has to be a book and a pen, and it has to be closed. Maybe it strains her eyes. It gets her
and
that time.
Irritates her.
It irritates her.
Like,
Yeah. So she was, when I dated, before I could tell my family, they already knew. Because she would tell them through the video calls that I would have.
Like, hey, Luna.
Yeah. So, but she really loved me. That's one thing that I could tell. When I was sick, she would come and put a cushion. She would just like ditch her cartoons, come sit with me. Do you want
such
water?
a doctor as well.
Exactly.
Such a nurse and a doctor.
Yeah, so she really loved me. I think I've learned love from raising her.
Yeah.
And then the one moment I come back from work, or maybe I just knocked off, then she would say, let me make you food. Then she would just take one slice of bread and acha and then present it to me like, I made you food, mama. Then I'll be, So yeah, she really loved me. Like, I had to experience love, and then I learned to be tough, because last bonds are those softies. But then raising her has made me the woman that I am today.
Why tough?
Because I'm used to getting things done for myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew that if I couldn't have money to buy myself a t-shirt, then I would know someone can buy it for me.
Okay.
There are some of the things that I learned too late to buy for myself. Because while growing up, it's my aunt, my sister.
Everybody,
When I went to college, like, money was just flowing.
Yeah, because you are the child of the family.
Yeah, so then I fall pregnant. Now I'm done with my apprenticeship. Now the money is gone. Now I'm not working.
Like,
now I have someone to. Now I have someone to take care of. So I learned to.
So that independence came with
with raising her. Then I learned how to paint at my brother's house. Through that, I learned how to bake.
Wow.
Because you have a child, it's almost winter, then she also needs clothes, so you need to source out some funds for you. I mean, for myself and her as well. So I've learned to be independent. I've learned love. I've learned to be happy.
And she was vocal.
Exactly.
She was so vocal about your BA. What were the things that she used to tell you about you that you didn't see, or where she was like, this is what I want from you, what I want from you?
Okay, what she always wanted me to do or to have, I need to own like pairs of high-heeled shoes.
Okay.
I need to always put makeup, like do my those brows on fleek. Yeah.
And how would she tell you? She was like, no, Mama, please.
Yeah, it would always be on. It's either Sunday morning preparing for church, or Saturday in the evening when we prepare for church. Then I will take out her clothes, and she'll be like, please take those shoes as well. And I'll be like, but I had this one pair, it was a gift for me, so I'm not good with high heel shoes.
One.
And then then every time, whenever you say something she doesn't agree with, she'll be like,
yes.
So they should.
And the rolling of eyes.
Yeah, and the rolling of eyes.
I was like, I'm khatata. You are not getting it.
The one she would say like, ah, that's what she would like to say. And be like, Mom,
you're not getting it.
So
you're not getting
she
it.
wanted me to be that slave queen type of a mother, and I couldn't, And then what she always wanted from me is me buying her clothes.
Okay.
So I always knew if. Like, for now, I would be already buying her winter clothes.
Yes.
Yeah, then when it's...
Fashionista, because and the pictures, and she loved pictures.
Yeah. But the most important thing, maybe two most important things that I've learned is for her, like, she taught me to be brave and to be strong. Like, she was one fighter. The second thing that I learned is to love God. There's one day I was working on a Sunday, and then she was like, I'm going to church. She normally went to church with my landlord. She'd be like, no, I'm going to church. And I'd be like, no, Tati, you're not feeling well. The whole night she was restless.
Yeah.
But in the morning she'd be like, I'm going to church.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you okay? Mama, I'm going to church. Then I would pack because she doesn't eat what everybody is eating. So I would prepare she would eat her cereals. Then I would prepare some bread for her. Then I make sure that I cook. When she comes back, she finds the food. Yeah. So.
Wow. Do you think she knew her journey?
I think she did. During her last days, I think she... Yeah. Okay, she knew her journey and she knew that she was leaving.
Yeah. Because she did so for me, looking at, and I think I commend you. I think the one thing that you did great for us as a family, as much as we were there, but we couldn't be there every day, every now and again. You guys recorded your life.
Yeah.
You know, like everything, and you were able to share with us almost every day. There was never a day where we missing Tati because you've recorded her. But I'm looking at her short time, long as it is, but it was still too short for us. But the way she was speaking, the acting, the going auditions, at church, warera, and all that. She did so many things. That's why I'm asking do you think she knew? Because it felt like she knew what she wanted. She had to do everything like to teenage.
But I think she did. I think she did. So. Maybe something in her told her to say that no.
Because she lived fully.
Give these people a full you so that when you're gone they should remember you with. I think she did, because especially after she started dialysis, she was
on another level.
She was on another level. She was all out, videos. Like now I could check in her phone, there's a lot of hi, welcome to my YouTube channel.
Exactly.
Then she would sing and say bye, hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. My granny is here, so I think
you find
during her last last year actually, her last moments, that she was
catching up.
I
still need to do this. I still need to do this.
But it was beautiful, because now it's beautiful to watch.
Nice. Because I can see you finding stuff. And then it was like, this is new.
Exactly. And some videos I would find in other people's phones. Especially my former landlord. She's got a lot of pictures and videos of her that I don't. Because she had access to her phone, like and then she would have,
she would use it. And then your hubby now, how was the meeting between Yena and everything else, and how was she? Because I know she was in love.
She was if she was here, I would say she's so much in love with him more than you. Because there was a time where she said she asked me one morning, like, Papa Chaluke, and I'm like, I don't want him anymore, and she cried. Okay, if you don't want him, then let him come, I'll marry him if you don't want to marry him. So no, they had a very, very beautiful relationship. I think wherever she is now, she knew she had a father. So they would go to malls, and then the one moment, and I was like, because I'm not used to it as yet, so he came and then we went to a mall. We left him at a barber shop, so I went to, I'm not sure if we met Mr. Price or Discount. And she's in a trolley. Mama, you're wasting time. I want my daddy. I'm like, hey, girl, since when? So so when he's around, and then that one moment they're sitting together, you're cooking, they're busy complaining. When are you getting done? Are you really cooking? You can't even smell the food that
That's
you're
why I'm saying she lived a full life, because her way of speaking and her way of commanding was so teen to the other side.
She would also command doctors. The one time she cried, that's why she had COVID. She cried, don't admit me, and the doctor was like, why? He said, when you admit me, my mom cries, so please don't. So she knew her role. She was a big baby, and she would tell a whole professor, please discharge me, I want to go home. That's why my mom gets tired. She has to go to work and then come here and see me and then go back home. So it's tiring. I'm fine. Send me home, and the next time they're like, it's fine.
Because I remember when she visited us and then for a quick swim and all, I was so amazed at how she knows when to eat, what to eat,
Yeah,
and she will tell you
yeah,
indirectly
yeah,
where
that's true.
like
Yeah, she's
can I be a mom and prepare food
yeah,
that knows
she
where
was
is
very
what?
disciplined. Yeah,
Yes.
with her diet, she was very strict.
My
When
word.
the other time, the first appointment I had with the psychologist, I was crying,
Yeah.
and then she's like, "Why are you crying?" I'm like, "No." Then when we walked out, okay, let's go sit at McDonald's,
Yeah.
and then I want you to tell me why you were crying. And then
Wow.
when we got there, and then okay, we always had her like lunch box wherever
Yes.
we go. So it was boiled rice and boiled chicken. Remember, you
Yes.
don't put salt. If we had to put like herbs and
Okay.
like, she wouldn't eat. She wouldn't like what
Yeah.
you see in her plate. Yeah.
Ouch.
So we went to McDonald's, and then I ordered. When the lady brought food, she's like, "Oh, mama." So I'm like, I had to open her bag. I'm like, she's sick. She's
Yeah.
not supposed to eat what.
Oh yeah.
And eating in front of her was eating a burger and
And
fries,
it's
and she was
easy.
like,
she knew.
she was eating her food
and
was
so
eating
strict because
yeah,
she was
yeah,
so strict.
Yeah, yeah. So
Sure.
yeah. Hence, I thought all the time that I did it right.
Yeah.
She's gonna leave. She'll be one of those people that is gonna tell.
She was
everyone.
definitely gonna leave somewhere else and go overseas and leave you here.
Exactly.
Definitely.
So,
So I want to take a break, and then when we come back, I just want us to talk a little bit about her send off. I
Okay.
think when she passed
Yeah, yeah.
at that time, and the send off, and where is Nhlangano now
Okay.
in terms of
All right.
you know conversations with the folks, and the girl next door is still here. Whew, I didn't think we'll get to that point. But we are there. I think it would not, for me, if we don't talk about the last moments,
Yeah, yeah.
it will defeat the whole,
Exactly.
her life, her existence, her I call it send off.
Yeah.
It's easy for me. Her send off to be our angel on the other side,
Yeah.
because she was the purest spirit ever, that we had. So how was her last days and your last days with her?
With her. Okay. All right. It was when she. Okay. Well, how did it start actually? Right. The complications started one evening when she was sleeping. She couldn't sleep flat. We had to elevate her pillow because her veins. She would struggle breathing, and then you see her green veins like here on the neck, and then the next morning. And that's when the next morning was actually my first day at my current job, which is my new job. Yeah, so woke up, we took her to Bara. At least one of my sister was there.
Okay.
She said, "You can go to work." Then I'll remain with her.
Yes.
Then she got admitted. Then she continued to struggle to breathe until they called the heart doctors, cardiologist. Am I right?
Cardiologist, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
And then,
Actually, I just saw her.
yeah.
Sorry, I just saw
Okay.
her.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they called the cardiologist. They found out that her heart has got fluid, so they have to drain the fluid. So the procedure is called pericardiocentesis. So I did my first week at the hospital. It wasn't nice
Yeah.
when she was, because imagine I have to train, I have to look at her, I have to focus on her.
Sure.
When she went to theatre, I was doing my meetings in the waiting room. She was in theatre, and then they managed to drain fluid. I think they said, how many mils? Was it 500 mils drained? Still draining. I'm not sure. I forgot. And then she came back, and then when she came back, she was put on her normal bed where she was in her cubicle. Like just 5 minutes later, Mama picked me up, and so I want to sit down, and I'm looking at her like there's still that needle that is draining out the fluid.
And
I'm like, no,
Yeah.
please help me sit. I want to feed myself. That's how brave my daughter was, you know. And then I set her up, and then she started eating by herself, and then she got discharged. But that was the last complications. Before, She had a hectic headache. Apparently, her blood pressure was extremely high.
Okay.
Then she had, it's called, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right,
Yeah.
hemorrhage, whatever.
Oh, hemorrhage.
Yeah,
Yes.
so
Okay.
she was bleeding around her
bleeding,
brain. Yeah, then that got treated, at least got treated, she came back home. Then there was COVID, and then there was the heart issue now. Then she got discharged. And then she stayed at home, I think, for a few days.
Yeah.
And she started showing the very same symptoms she showed the time she had fluid. And then I sent her back because she was struggling to breathe. And the doctor was like, okay, we'll get her checked, leave her. Then the following day I went. And then, okay, when I took her, her like temperature was high.
Yeah.
Then I took her. And then the following day when I went there, she's struggling to eat. She's not okay. Then she started losing weight. And then one of the doctors said to me, because they know I'm a crybaby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a crybaby. And actually at that time it was hectic.
Yes,
There was no
I can
way.
imagine.
There was no way you can just go there and
Yeah.
not cry. And the doctor was like, which is true, every time when we went, when they admit her, she has to do an x-ray. So the x-ray shows like one of her lungs, it was like clear as of, so they said it shows pneumonia, but let's treat it as TB.
Okay.
They started putting her on TB treatment. And then, but she's losing weight. So in my head, I'm like, TB.
Yeah.
This is it. This is
This
TB.
is TB.
Yeah. But she wasn't coughing as yet. And then, okay, then she would strike. She would want to do anything. She wanted to be in bed. Then I would walk in, force her to walk, and then make her sit at least while I make her bed. Like try to feed her. Yeah, just for her to be, for her to gain strength. And then she stayed. Then she had the headache came back. You see, that part. That's the part I didn't like. Because when she's got headache, remember she's got other conditions.
Oh, yes.
She's on like 5 or 10 mils Panado, and that's it. After some few hours, and she would cry, and you would even see her like her veins on her head like a bit twitchy. So that was her blood pressure. That was extremely high, and then she was moved to a different cubicle, and then we went back to the heart doctor. They checked her, there was nothing, and she stayed. Then she got discharged. When she got discharged, her time was a bit distended.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but she was not really happy.
Yeah.
But they said to me, her blood pressure is still high. Please monitor her. But because she stayed there for too long, they told me it's okay. We can send her home, but bring her. I think after 2 days, when I went there, then now, but she's becoming big. Like even her face and the time is distended. So they're like, when you get home, because we're doing dialysis at home. When you get home, change the settings, do this, put her like throughout, like it has to be 24 hours. It's no longer 12 hours.
Sure.
So, but we did that. But on a Sunday, she was like, I want to go to church. Apparently that was her last Sunday. Then we forced at church, and she was not that active. You know, it's like my aunt's husband was like carrying her throughout the whole service. And then we came back home, and then we put her on the machine. Thing is, the tummy is distended. She needs to be on the machine. The machine is making the tummy to be too big.
Oh, yeah.
She's uncomfortable. So because she was on TB treatment, they told me you must go to the nearest clinic so they can give you like the meds there. We don't. So the following morning I go there, but now her feet is like swollen and it's too tight.
Yeah.
Too tight. She can't even walk in shoes. Then I took her there. Then they admitted her. I think it was a Monday. And the following day I went. She's still big, but you know, being the tatty that she is, she's like, yo, mama,
I wanna go there.
no, I eat a lot. Yeah, you must buy me a treadmill. But you know, she was calling it. Yeah. But she's busy eating, and then I think it was on a Wednesday when I went there. She's sitting down. I was doing my morning shift, so I decided to go work from the hospital to be with her. Then she's sitting down, she's crying, like she's struggling to breathe, and the nurse is like, no, she's been like this throughout the night. I even asked the doctor to drain out the fluid, and they drained it, but she wasn't herself.
Okay.
And I went home, and then Thursday, was it a Thursday? It was still the same thing. Yeah, it was on a Thursday. Yeah, it was still the same thing. She was not, but talk. Don't do it. Yeah, so
Yeah, I'm
she,
with you.
yeah.
I'm with you. I'm here.
Yeah, so it was still the same thing.
Yeah.
And then I remember when I had to leave, then I had to start crying, and my mom was like, "No, why are you crying?"
Why are you crazy?
But I could see that she's not okay. So
Okay.
now she's on oxygen.
Yeah.
She's big, but she's not forcing to be her normal
Like,
self.
I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm
but
still
it's
here.
not happening. So I remember I left her in a blue night dress, and then we went home. And then during the day, I'm like, do you know who's coming? There was this favorite nurse of hers.
Yeah.
She was on leave. She was coming back. And do you still remember? Do you know who's coming?
Yeah.
I know that she's coming. So the nurse even took a video while she was eating a bun at night, and then that relationship is, But she was still not okay. She was off oxygen, trying to eat, but like struggling to breathe. And then the following morning when I walked in, I took her pillow, so the pillowcase is off. Apparently she had like a very serious running tummy, and like that she just changed that morning. But what I'm happy about, throughout her admission from the first day, she had retained fluid on her body.
Okay.
So on Friday, even when I walked in, I saw this other doctor, and I'm like, I think now the fluid might have gone to the lung because she's on oxygen and she's struggling to breathe. And it's like, yeah, I think you're telling the truth. And then I went in, and then
The doctor in you again.
yeah, the doctor in me again. And then the fluid was off, but she was back to her normal body weight. But now all of a sudden she can't breathe. Take off the mask. And then I take it off, she coughs. Then I'm like, put it back. Then she started coughing. They called the cardiologist again. And then now I think they were almost 5. And then that's when she started coughing. Then when I start crying, the doctor is like, is she making you anxious? Maybe she's also anxious because she's seeing a lot of doctors. But in my head, I'm like, what is he saying? Because she's used to doctors. Why today? And then she started coughing. And then I had to close my laptop now, and then I called my boss. Like it's not happening. It's not happening. Can I please not work? It's like, fine, focus.
Yeah.
And then she starts coughing. The next thing, the doctor comes. They instruct. It's a reg. I think it's more like a student.
Mm-hmm.
They asked him to come and take blood. So I take her and put her on my lap, and then she's coughing. And then while he was trying to take blood, she coughs. She jumps through my legs, and then she becomes unconscious. And then we quickly rush her back to bed, and the doctor's like, no, she's having seizures. Like, cause recently the seizures were not like, it was like head, like moving her thumb.
Twitching.
I didn't know, and then her eyes are like not even rolling. She's just something different. And then they gave her something, and then she woke up. She continued coughing. When I saw this is serious, and the doctor's like, no, we're not gonna intubate her. They're trying to avoid that. They're trying to send a nurse to come and get this other thing from ICU. And then when she brings it, the doctor's like, no, I'm not gonna leave her die like this. But in my head, it's not clicking that day. So they're like, no, we need to intubate her. Then she coughed, and when she became conscious again, what she asked for was a doll. She's like, Mama, and it's at home. So I called my mom to come, and then she was taken to a different room. Then they waited for my mom. My mom walked in, prayed. But at that time, she's making a whisky sound when she's breathing through the oxygen. Then they intubated her. Then go to high care. I'm told ICU in Charlotte Mateka is full. ICU in Nelson Mandela is full. ICU in Barra is full, but they'll do what they can. It was a Friday. The Saturday I went because she's on, like, it's one position throughout the night. Like, this side is swollen. The eye has been closed. But because at least she was still conscious. When I walked in and I'm like, I'm tired, she would fight to open her eyes and then look at me. Then she would nod. Whatever I said to her, she would nod. Then on Sunday, she was restless. They tried and like, it's very difficult to sedate your baby. She was always fighting. I even asked her, do you want me to carry you? She's like, and I'm like, no, remember the doctor said they're going to help you breathe through the machine. And then she did it again. I'm like, you want to sit? She's like, I'm like, no, you can't sit. They said they're going to help you breathe through the machine so you can't sit up. So the next thing, a doctor comes, she's responding well. I think we're going to put her off oxygen. How? I'm the happiest mother ever. Then when I left Barra, and I told everyone. But the one thing that was a struggle for me, it was preparing myself to go to the hospital every day.
Okay.
Remember having that active, loud baby, and the next thing you have to. Now she can't even do anything for herself, so it was a struggle. So I went home on Sunday, and on Monday I even was it on Monday? I think it was on Tuesday, the 12th of September. It was on a Tuesday. When I walked in, at least I had to meet the doctors by the corridor. And like, how is she today? So it's a lady and a guy. The lady's like, today. So the guy had to turn back and like, yeah, she had a cardiac arrest last night. The tube blocked. Remember, in my head, I'm thinking we're going to see a different hair today.
Yes.
But they tell me like the tube blocked. She had a cardiac arrest. They resuscitated her. Then when they removed the old tube and they put in the new one, apparently, I'm not sure, there's a lobe on the lung or a lobe next to the lung, it collapsed when they put in. So I'm like, oh, but they like, we're trying our all to get her bed in ICU. So I go to her cubicle. When I go there, Ntati, that's what I normally do when I walk in. Ntati. This time she's just blinking. She's not even trying to open or move her head to look at me. So I got really worried. Then I texted the doctor, what's happening? Why is she like this? And the doctor was like, the pupil on her eye, at least it's responding. But we're trying our best. But now, in my head, I'm like, okay, am I going to have such a child? I didn't think about death or anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to have that, like...
in a state where
African people like calling it cabbage. You call cabbage, just feed birds, she doesn't do anything. Then I sat, I'm trying to be strong. I'm wearing a mask. Remember when you go to school? I started crying. I went to the waiting room and I sat, I cried. I went to buy Red Bull until I texted one of the nurses. I'm like, from her normal ward. Now she's in a high care, sorry. Then the nurse was like, no, I'm done eating, you can come. Then I went there, what I did was just to cry. Then I just cried and she's like, no, I saw she's not responding well. Then when they accompanied me to high care, then we found 2 doctors from ICU. They're busy calling other hospitals, trying to prepare. But I wasn't that strong that day. And then I asked for my mom to come, and my mom came and she sat with her. I went home. Normally I take tablets just to get me drowsy and sleep. That day I couldn't sleep.
Sure.
Yeah. Then I, around 4, I told my sister, I'm still working. She's like, no, I'm done. Like, let's go back to the hospital. Then when I went back to relieve my mom, at least. The beautiful thing about the whole experience was when I walked in, she's still not responding. You know, that I think that's gotten me to love her more. Because I think she was waiting for me to come so she can pass on. Because my mom went to the waiting room and then I went to her and I'm like, hi Ntati, should I sing a favorite song while brushing her hair? And then I sang, should I pray for you? And I did that. After that, she started bleeding through her nose. Then I called the nurse, she's bleeding. No, since the second day she got admitted, she was bleeding. They had put cotton wool. So that time, then I saw blood coming out. So I was busy catching, like I was not like that okay, I had flu. And then I am like, I'll go outside since you're going to suction her as well to take out the saliva because of the tube. Then I went out. Then when I was trying to go back to check if they're done, no, mommy will call you. Then I went back and I said, so Rose called my other sister. I want to come up there and see you guys. I'm like, we're gonna go. I think she's gonna get transferred. My mom said they'll transfer her. They found a bed in Charlotte Mateke. They're waiting for the other patient to go to a different hospital so she can go. And then we sat there, I think, for an hour and 30 minutes. So around 6 o'clock, Habi calls, how is everything? It was somewhere at work, so he calls like, how is everything? Then like, no, I saw a doctor now. It's nurses and doctors.
They're still doing
I think
everything.
I think now she's about to leave. So while the doctor is there, then I decided to go back again. I'm like, can I have a toiletry bag? So since you guys are gonna transfer her, I'll meet her there tomorrow. Then they're like, no, don't worry, we'll call you. Go back. I sit after speaking to her, like 5 minutes later, this mailer comes and those people are trained, because he's like himself, like Mama Onthatile. Then while I follow him, then when I get there, the doctor's like, please get her a chair. So Ntati is lying on the bed. please get a chair. I'm like, huh? A chair? Why? So it was this dress and I'm wearing a jersey on top. So she's like, please sit down. I'm like, no, why am I supposed to sit down? Then she's like, she just said we're trying to resuscitate her again. And that's when I started crying. Then when I looked at her lifeless body, I think the last time there was still air in her abdomen because it was a bit distended. So then they called my mom, my two sisters, and I cried. The one thing that I was crying about at that moment was to say, why do you guys call me to see her like this?
Yeah,
I don't want to see my child like this. And the doctor was like, it's a procedure. Then I just cried, can I please go? I went to another room. They gave me some tablets, I think, to calm me down. It was for shock, I don't know. Then I just went back. I don't remember what I did though. I don't remember if I prayed for her or I was just telling her how much I love her. That I don't remember.
But that was you had the moment.
Yeah, so when we left, they like, we'll call you tomorrow to come and collect the cops. Then when we left, everybody I would meet, I would just like, Ntatiwak. That's when I would cry, like, Ntatiwak. Then we got home and, the first thing that I said is that I don't want to see anything that belongs to her. Please pack it. And then we're going to give it to a charity at church. I don't want anything. I don't want, I think I was still in shock.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, I think hold it right there. I'm also holding on to myself and my emotions. And I'm glad because I think I was there as well just a few days after you were able to tell us that at least you were there. So when we're coming back, we're going to talk about then the transition of you letting her go and where you are now.
All right.
Yeah. So I also had to gather myself and I'm also not amazed per se because I think ever since like Gilteba or met you, you've always been the person who you are like this. Straight to the point, your emotions are always intact. It's either this or that and but also I think when Ntati passed, seeing you were able to be the one who is making sure that we understand that she went through this and her body, and you kept on saying, I know her tiny body was tired. At some point, she couldn't take it anymore as well, true. And I think it also helped us to be with you in the journey. And I know that I guess you've been our like planner in the family, MC and all that, but behind the scenes pushing everybody else. But when it was time for send off, so when you're planning, now it's settled, now you've not let go, but you're like, okay, it has happened. It is what it is. I'm here now. So the process of planning, how was that for you? You are young, and I've been part, like I say, I know so many weddings than funeral.
It was
it was a first, hey? I've been so long, I've been part of the family. I always calculate with Mfundo that it's been like, if Mfundo is 27, I've been there for over 30 years. So but that transition for the family and everybody, and also for you, the youngest child, and also bearing the youngest person ever, and there's Koko is over 80, and then there's this where Koko now has to bury somebody so young, the youngest. It's odd. How was that week or days for you to the day of the send off, and what were the things that you wanted to make sure that on her send-off day, it's you want to make sure this is how, because when you are young, sometimes you are told this is done, it's not done, I cannot even tell you. We always learn when you're sitting komatrasing or whatever the case might be. But how was that for you?
For me it was hectic because I missed a lot of moments. I think at that time I missed mourning her because just last month I found myself, Habi was working away and I had to remain for a week. So it's a different province. I don't know anyone. It has to be 7 days. It's me alone. And at least when I'm in Joburg, I could just go to my sister's,
Okay.
meet a friend for ice cream. So it was the first after I lost her. So it was my first
To be
time
alone.
to be alone. So at that time, I found myself crying to say that Konja, this person was brought at home on a Friday in a coffin. It was actually my child. Yeah, because I never had that time. Remember, she passed on, and I just told anyone we should bury her I think she passed on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
The very same Saturday we need to bury her. So
That was your decision?
it was, yeah.
Okay.
I just said I don't want to keep her for too long.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to do it quick. Yeah, and yeah. So I think she passed on Monday or Tuesday. I don't remember. I think it was a Monday.
It was a Monday.
It was a Monday, yeah.
Monday, yeah.
On Tuesday, we had to go back to the hospital.
Because on Tuesday it was the time where
Yeah.
her living. That's why it feels like Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah, so on Tuesday, I had to call my mushari, say that, guys, go to Bara, collect. You must go collect. Actually, my sister the one who called and just went there. And because I was still in shock, same day, like same Tuesday, we had to take back the machine, the remaining boxes. So there was another patient. I decided to give the dishes. There's a lot that we need to buy, like blood pressure machine for her to monitor it.
At home.
At home. Yeah, so same Tuesday we went there, and then and then we had a session with the doctors and the professor, and they explained. But the one thing that we all knew, we thought Nthatile was gonna make it through. She was gonna get a donor because we once met a pediatric, transplant surgeon, and he was very impressed. Like, you're doing a great job. She'll be listed and all that. Yeah, so we went there. Then I was the one, because I'm the mother and still single.
Yeah.
So going to sign off the cops from the hospital, it was me. Where's the death? Okay, before that, you need to claim, is this her body? They had to show her. One thing I learned that very same Tuesday is that you must learn to appreciate people close to you. Because when a person dies, they are nothing. When I had to confirm it's her, I went there with my family. It's a little window. And that guy, because I didn't blame him, that guy was very busy, and they're very busy actually. Everyone is very. So he just took a bone, like banged it on the silver like metallic table, and it would feel like that, So then we had to view her, and then we sent her.
I just went to a moment with my brother.
Yeah.
That was my worst.
Yeah.
Because he passed on a car accident.
Oh yeah.
So, and then his body parts were, Nyawil Pugile and the body.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he tried, the guy Go Moshore, I don't know what they call them. I think he tried to pull his body together so that when we see him. But the way, like, I know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
The way he was saying, you see,
yeah,
I tried, but the way he was lifting, he was like,
exactly.
This is still human, but Bona, it's a total different. So that's why I thought, because it took me, I think when we're talking about now when you are working with the lifeless body, and how it changes from other people. It's not your child, it's not your baby, it's not your family member, it's not your brother. It's just another product that needs to go through the process. So when you're able to come back and say, okay, Muto is doing
I'm the one who said, no, it's okay, he's doing his job. You see, he's in a rush, so he still needs to come and collect more. So let's just give him a chance. Sure. Yeah.
And then after that, it was then from here to take her home.
No, she was I'm using her bob. So they sent her to Jabulani. I think they said she was gonna go to Limpopo the very same night. Yeah, so the other process of choosing a coffin, I never thought I could do that anytime soon. Yeah, so I had to do that. And then the following day I had to go to the bank And then to make it claim.
So administration of that,
you
need to quickly move from emotions to admin.
And say, no, she's your daughter, because wherever you go, they don't call your mom or your sister, your brother, they call me. And then after that, you need to have a death certificate. So wherever you go, they'll be like, where's the death certificate? Then I went to...
It's like a reminder.
Then I went to Capitec. I'm using that. Then they like, please give us your documents. So that lady, I'm not sure if she didn't realize that I'm the mother, or I didn't look like I'm the mother. So while she was like, oh, sure, she's such a baby. Then I started crying. Because why do you remind me? I'm trying to be strong. And the whole morning I was crying. So went back to where I was staying. People came, like the crash she went to. They showed me so much support, because I think she went there for 2 months, but they came with other principals from the same crash. The kids came. That was a trigger. So that midday, then we had to travel to Polokwane. So I don't know, for the first day I cried a lot, my voice was gone, so we had to travel home. So getting home, I think when
And you traveled with her, or she traveled?
No, she traveled. I remember I had to go to my status and be like, this is very painful. This is my first time my baby had to travel without me. Because I couldn't be in the very same transport with her. I think she went to Polokwane the very same night. So I got home, and then everybody's waiting for you to cry so they can join. So when I walked in, I was okay until I saw my grandmother. That's when but I slept, and the following morning I had to go to the mortuary to do everything, alone. So everything.
There's no time for
buy a dress,
down.
And then you look at it, I'm like, they're going to put it on her lifeless body, but you have to do it. And then even on Friday, I was in town. I remember I had to ask my uncle to do my nails, because I don't know why the nails. I'm like, I'm begging you, can I just at least do my nails? Then I went to town and did it. Then when we went to confirm its hair before she could be sent home on a Friday, then everybody was just waiting for me as well, to cry first. But I was strong. The one thing that I remember I did that Friday was like, okay, so it was my grandmother, my aunt, and then my uncle, then it was me. Then going through that, it's like you're losing your feelings or something. Because I didn't cry. I didn't cry. I was like, after I saw him, like, okay,
different cloud.
So I'm like, okay, let's just pray. I'm like, God, thank you for giving me the opportunity. So when she had to come home. So because they're like, hi, you're the mother, you need to be in the room. You're not supposed to wait with so I was on the window peeking, because I had a band and a trumpet to for her to come home Friday. Then it was Saturday, because being the me that I am, I always want things to be done properly. So I was doing some of the things, putting stickers on the cars. Imagine,
Then,
Was
it to keep busy, or it's your nature?
It's my nature. I wanted everything to be done properly. So
now you're in event mode, not doctor mode.
And I forgot a bit that I'm the mother. I need to be in the moment. So I just went in, and I'm like, can I please open her? To see her for the last time. I did that, but I did it I think for less than 5 minutes. Then my grandmother was coming, so I'm like, okay, there are people who traveled from far, can they come? I was the one calling people, do you want to view her? Come. So that's what I was doing. But and then it happened. So we had the service, and I felt it when we were going to the grave. Graveside, and I would just look back, and there are a lot of cars, and I'm like, these people are here for me, and because my daughter is no more. So since then until so when I went home, I actually wanted my own moment, but I felt there are a lot of people who would want to engage with me because they came there for me. And I can't.
I think the moment that I also remembered, I think for you, we're not forcing you, but when they had to make sure that you do look. I don't know how important that was, because at first when they lowered her body, you looked somewhere else. I think I don't remember who.
I
but
hugged my sister-in-law.
I think somebody also closed, and they were like making you look. For me, I think that was my moment where I couldn't because I think I just saw a symbol of, maybe, I don't know whether it's elders or that's how it's done, to say you must see it happening, like you must you need to look.
To look.
That was not a nice thing.
That was not a nice moment of my life. And then we got home, and throughout I was okay. Even at home, like, I got a lot of calls on Mondays, and I kept telling people, like, she lived. It was a journey. She was sick, and I still had till the end. And like I said, my most beautiful moment, it was when she started bleeding. After, I left her like for 5 or 3 hours, and then going back just for me to have that moment to say, let me sing for you, let me pray for you. I started bleeding, then she gave in, and it was so that was,
so your communication with her, okay moment.
So that was my so that week I was told, until we decided to come back, and then we said, no, let's pass by church before we go. It was on a Sunday. I couldn't even spend like 10 minutes in church. I was in the car the whole time, because the last time when she went, okay, not really the last time, there was an event at church. It was the church anniversary, and then she asked to sing in front of all the guests there, and before that she was the only child dancing, like in front, and everybody was watching her and hyping her. You don't
remember me
exactly, as if so being there just brought all those memories, and then me going back to my old place, and then I just grieving is something. I just opened the grocery cupboard, and the only thing that we found, it was the Pediasure milk, because these kids don't really like develop like other kids, and they need to some weight gain, like milk and stuff. So that's what I saw, and then I cried. And the following morning, like, I cried until my mom was like, no, just go to the mall. But it was hard. The next thing, my niece was there. I need to be at the mall with him. So it's a lot.
Process.
It's a process. It's a process. And then it was hectic.
Sure.
So I had to spend her birthday without her. This year was the first birthday without her. It was very bad. It was
So now you're still part of her journey through other kids. I know March was important for you to say, please, let's do this in March, because now you want to start, not necessarily a foundation, but you want to leave like her legacy. You want to make sure that she lives on. So what are you participating on? I saw pictures, Root for a Dream. I saw part of the whole world. So what are you doing now?
Given a chance or if I could get a sponsor, I could have a foundation. Like in her name, just to help other kids. So the Reach for a Dream, it was so the doctors at the hospital, they somehow refer Reach for a Dream to your child. So they just call her and ask her, what would you like to have? So what she said she wants everything Barbie. And it was delivered for her. So it's also a good thing. I think it's like 100 rand every month. You just contribute, and they give to those kids like Onthatile with life-threatening, whether cancer, whether liver conditions, so
pamper them through.
Just to make them feel.
I saw on your Facebook. I think I then followed after seeing them.
They're doing a great job.
They're doing. You can see how kids are happy to
receive,
and they give good proper stuff.
With these kids, remember, they don't go to malls like other kids. They don't go like to restaurants. You can't take them. Sometimes they have to be home, strictly at home, especially during COVID. So sometimes they don't make it to school for a full year or even a term or even a month. So just for them to have like something, a gift, it makes them very like feel very special and happy.
True.
So this
No,
time,
I remember when I brought a doll that was named after me, by the way.
Pumzi.
Like a whole big, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get you an almost bigger than you.
And then during her last days before she went to high care, every time when she got admitted, please bring Pumzile. Then when you get there, you find her.
Because I just thought like, okay, this person endorses and cuff, because she was such a love child.
Exactly.
That was just her.
Yeah.
So you're saying if you could start the foundation for something that you would do.
Because she liked sharing. Every time she was admitted in the same cubicle with any child, given the chance to have a phone, one of the nurses would borrow a phone. Mama, when you come, please bring 2 coloring books. Mama, please bring 2 dolls. So she liked sharing. So it's what I took from her, and I'm like, maybe I should continue. So
you should.
My
challenge to you, it's March 2023. We will have another follow-up interview with the foundation 2024 to see where it is.
Exactly. So,
and we definitely. So that's a challenge to you.
I will.
So we definitely gonna be a part of it.
So these kids with the tank of that I mentioned that is inserted in the abdomen, needs to be connected to the machine. They have it throughout the day when they're off the machine. So it has got an infection. It's called peritonitis. So sometimes it's with like if they touch that exit site with their dirty hands, or maybe if the machine, like when they connect the machine to the pipe, if you touch it with your hands, then it just like little things. So I'm more focused on their hygiene. So this year God blessed me. I gifted them, part of the gifts was the World Kidney Day t-shirts, and also like hand washes, paper towels, for them to keep their hands clean. So with these kids, right, remember when you can buy a hand wash at home, like you must use it, they won't until someone buys and brings it. So I knew it was gonna work for them if I buy
and give it
to them. So my focus is more on hygiene, but I don't think the foundation will only be on like these kids, because people just meet someone like, I've got an extra pair of shoes, and imagine she was 5, the other child is 11. Like,
I have shoes for you.
I have shoes for you. Mama, give me this t-shirt. Mama, my dress, it's too big. So I think for every single mother who is struggling with raising their child, whether sick or not. I've been a single mother even before she got sick. So I know it's very stressful. I know we've got grant, but it doesn't actually cover everything.
True.
So I think the foundation will be more on
bigger than just
that.
No, I'm looking forward to it. Conversations will be here to make sure that we pump it up, and then please send us the pictures of what you did so that it will be part of production, and then we can start it there with your details and all that for people who want to say we're gonna make sure that their foundation opens.
Exactly.
So now your heart has opened up. There's a book that I read, I think it's always been my one book that introduced me to life. It's One Day My Soul Opened Up. So I'm saying one day your soul, I know habit to be was already there, but it opened up. So we late Onthatile last year is 2023, you're moving. So just when we come back, we're just closing it. Then tell us how it opened up and how is this process that you're gonna embark on with or without her, and where you are now when we come back. So as I was saying, then your heart opened up, which is the most beautiful love story. When then Tati decided, like, Mama, I think so sharp. I think so I can just get tired, So you now you've fallen in love and you're taking a journey of marital. So was it easy for you to do it immediately after? Because when did you just agree to say, okay, Mahadi, we're gonna do the celebration between the laying rest of Onthatile and then?
No, it was planned long time.
Oh,
it was planned
so it
long
was
time.
part of
We
it.
had it a day before, then we postponed. But it was just because it's not because of touch or anything.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we had another date, and then So after she passed on, she had missed that, and that morning, actually the night before, it was hard. I woke up with swollen eyes because she's the one person who wanted me to get married.
Who married? Because that's whether you take it
exactly.
forever.
So every time Mama will turn to marry, she already planned to wear a red dress, do her hair, and wear heels. Imagine in that tiny body.
Because I was gonna be controversial, not necessarily controversial, but that question where culture, because I know that your foundation is a Christian background where people were asking, but isn't it too soon, you know? Did you have those maybe questions, or people who were like wondering, you can't be celebrating?
I did, and I still do now, because now we're planning the second part.
Is it?
So I still do. And
your responses?
My response is that, why should I wait? This was planned even before. Because
that's what people don't know. That
people don't know.
Like you're already in the process.
But some I just it's like hearsay. Hey, I heard someone asking, so I don't really respond. But
did she heal? Is she fine?
Exactly. So I think people always have time frames for everything. So it's up to you to decide. It's up to you to decide when do you want to have it. Because even now, people are going to be like, why are you having a conversation? It's still too soon. Why you speak about her? You know, why don't you wait for a year? So everybody has got time frames for everything.
And
so
you
it's up to you doing
what
you want and doing what you like and doing what's best for you.
And because we know what's best for us. And if this is your journey and your healing journey, so let it be.
Because I think a lot of people had to question me going to Bara so many times, and I'm like, and the last visit actually brought me so much healing.
Which was
during the World Kidney Day week, because then I had to experience other kids being there sick, and I'm like, this would be my daughter. And
also people like, don't go, it's too soon.
A lot of people are like, so a lot of people be like, yo, you're very strong. And it's not like that. Like, I think I did one session with a psychologist, and she's like, okay, I think I spoke to her about me sharing my daughter's journey on my statuses, like WhatsApp statuses. So she was like, if that works for you, that's how you heal, that's
amazing. And for me, I really commend you for it. And I am grateful for you to do that for us, because it's I always, with my brother, I always say I keep him alive. And in everything that I do, because he doesn't have a chance to do what I do, I took over my brother's life in my way to say I live for me and him. And I still refer to him as he is here. He lives through me. And there is a girlfriend who is still part of my life. And for me, that it works. Each and every room, in my bedroom and the dining room, wherever I see his pictures, I don't want to forget him. So, like I began the conversation the other day after gym, and I was emotional. And actually, I was like, I'm gonna do conversation just after gym and talk about healing and all that. Because when I saw him, like, oh, okay, you're reminding me that heal. I'm like, okay, it's still painful. But I think you are right. If you do things the best way you can, or you know how, that's your journey.
And before I experienced death, I thought maybe when someone passes on, you need to like just let go everything that is gonna. So no, until. I remember when she passed away, I'm like, I don't want to see anything. I take it. Then my uncle was like, no, give it some time. And then after that, I felt like I needed more. So there's some clothes that I gave to this other, it's more like a charity event at church, but I kept some for me, and I have this one dress. Whenever I travel, it's part of my luggage. I don't know why I do that.
Yeah.
But I've got, and this is the dress that when she sang at church, she was wearing it. So every time with a hanger on, put it in my, so if I get
I wish you would have brought it.
yeah, so every
Yeah,
time
keep
I
that
have it. So I've learned to
Beautiful.
keep memories. So but the one thing, I bought a box, I'm like, I need to do a memory box. But
Yes.
whenever I attempt to do it, I cry. I feel like why is it, I mean, like it feels like I'm letting it go. Or,
Yes. It's
so,
like part of the end, which is not the
Egg-
end. Like when you say you are
exactly.
agreeing, that because she's
Yeah.
gonna always be your firstborn.
Exactly.
She
Yeah,
will-
yeah.
So there's no end.
yeah.
There's no end.
yeah,
There's
so,
never an end. But thank you so much for sharing you and her story, and also teaching us about that. So just maybe parting shots from your side. What would you like parents to know, or like mainly African parents to young or people who are raising sickly children?
What I would like them to know.
To know,
Just love your child and give it your all. Sorry,
love them and give
it your all.
Yeah.
Because when they're gone, you don't have regrets. I don't have regrets at all.
Yes.
I worked at the hospital. I mean, I would go and do my work at the hospital. I would like. Sorry.
Yeah.
I dedicated my whole 6 years for her.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go to. I missed like 2 weddings at home.
Yes.
Because she was there and I couldn't just leave her with anyone.
Yeah.
So just love her, give her your all, and it's
Just
happening
be
for a
there.
purpose.
Yeah.
Remember now, I'm able to just go to the hospital and just give comfort
To
to
others.
those kids.
Yeah.
But
And
I
you
have
just
lost
picked
my
up,
own.
and you just picked up on my son
Yeah,
as well
exactly.
to say,
Yeah.
I can see something is wrong.
Yeah,
Immediately you are able
Exactly.
to, without me saying, oh, okay, we had that kidney failure.
Yeah, my sister
As
had a
a-
colleague.
yeah.
He's old as well, but I went there after Onthatile passed on. I think we were taking some of the documents for him to sign, and then I got there and I was like, take him to the mom. No, please join him if you feel like. Because I think that guy, because he's old, he doesn't care anymore. He just eats everything. So I'm like, no, one of you guys must join his diet just to show support.
To what they are. Sure.
Yeah, so just love, give it your all, and
just be there.
And be there.
And not be scared of doctors and No, thank you once again for sharing your time and coming to Conversations. Guys, Conversations with the Pumzela, the girl next door. These are the stories of healing, stories of love and support, with family. There's people who are stronger than you. You don't know as they walk their journey what you do for them, and what when you're not there, what they're going through. So I think with this particular one, because it's close to home, and as family, sometimes as family we don't talk. Sikhulumela phezulu. We never go deep, to share our stories.
True.
And I'm so grateful for
some
you
of the
to
family
say.
members will be like,
They only and then I think we doing this for everybody else as well, because I think some are scared to even ask questions.
Exactly.
Some, would want to know, but like, what would she think if I ask and all that? And then you are saying this is the gift to us first as family, and then to the community at large. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a wrap.